Hey there, film fans. I'm Jeff.
I'm Dave.
And I'm John, and welcome back to The Love of Cinema, a pod in which we'll challenge one another to discuss movies, both new and old, with a strictly positive critical eye.
That's right. And to avoid lazy negativity, we've decided to make this episode and all of our episodes a drinking game. So anytime we say anything negative at all about this film, about each other, about how Dave, don't. You're going to hear this sound. That sound means we're taking a drink, and we hope you drink along with us.
Sounds like my wedding night. So, pour yourselves a glass. I'm going to go to hell for that one. Pour yourselves a glass as we learn why you don't leave your younger wife who has serious impulse control issues in Paris for the summer.
Cheers.
Oh, sure.
All right, people, this is The Love of Cinema, and we are talking today about Dodsworth, the William Wyler film from 1936. Why? Because John had say. That's why. It's a William Wyler film, of course.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, the random year generator spun 1936. There were some other amazing movies that came out in the year 1936. We're going to talk about them a little bit later in our setup. What was going on in the year 1936 before our featured conversation about Dodsworth, which of course
You got it wrong twice, dude.
Dodsworth. He sounds like a character from Clue. Not Mr. Peacock or anything, but maybe a supporting, whatever.
Yeah.
Kind of anything with
murder
Worth
in the cruise
at the
ship
end
cabin
of it.
with snappy
Yes.
dialogue.
Yes. This, of course, stars Walter Huston, Academy Award winner of father. Oh my God, the whiskey is going, it's hitting my throat just right. The father, of course, of John Huston, who won an Oscar for a John Huston film, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, that we talked about recently. So if you love your Walter Huston conversations, go ahead and listen to that. We also did The Maltese Falcon, which is another John Huston film, but we're talking about Walter, who I guess was in this play. This is a play that was based on a novel turned into a screenplay. So I guess he had either done this play or had just done a million plays like it. But I'm pretty sure he had done this play. And it also stars Ruth Chatterton. I mean, come on, Dodsworth, Chatterton. You know, these are just amazing names. Mary Astor, right? I mean, just amazing, amazing, amazing names. And of course, David Niven, for my Pink Panther fans out there, stars as kind of creepy, awkward, tall guy that no woman should leave her husband for. Is in this movie. That's right. But if you're new to the show, we are a real drinking show, so we like to get the drinks flowing. So we're going to do a little bit of news at the top here, get the drinks flowing, talk to each other, and catch up. So if you really just want to get to your conversation about Dodsworth, or maybe join us for the setup, what was happening in the year 1936, check the show notes, check the chapters, scoot ahead if you are short on time, and then we'll tell you what we've been watching at the end of the episode. But first, before you scoot ahead, we're going to tell you what we thought of this movie right now, and then we have to live with that for the entire podcast. Dave set up a series of buttons for us, so if you're watching us on YouTube, which we highly recommend checking out and watching us drink for real, you'll see right next to our name the image. Did we like it? Did we love it? Did we hate it? Did we think it was, quote, fucking tragic? Quote, thank you, Dave. We're going to do it right now. Dave, you want to count us in?
1, 2, 3.
God! We got a range again. Is this exactly what it was last week? Was this exactly the same thing? John is the gold star. I have a great, and Dave gives it a frowny face. We had a range. Was it last time?
I think so. Although some of them changed last time.
Frowny face is, it was okay, or not for me?
Not for me.
Yeah, so not fucking tragic. No, it wasn't last week when we did Midnight Run. It was another old movie that Dave didn't love. 65. It was 65. It was not Repulsion, right? It was the other.
Oh yeah.
Was it Repulsion?
No.
Repulsion.
What's the movie where she goes insane? Where she goes crazy? We did
But I thought Dave and I liked that one, and you didn't like that one.
Oh fuck, I can't remember.
No, I think I was the holdout on that one.
You were the holdout.
Right.
It was Repulsion. You're right. God, we really do drink on this podcast. That's not.
We really do.
That is
for all of us.
Right now.
Did any of you remember the name of the movie that we picked at the end of our episode last week, or did you have to listen back to the end of it because we drink?
Twice.
Yeah, maybe 3 times for me. Okay, let's get cooking. John, you want to shout our sponsors out?
Sure. We have a sponsor who makes beer, Carlos Barroso. You can find in the show notes. There's a handle. It's on Instagram, cbarroso.beer, if you want to go there and check out all of his beer making shenanigans. Carlos, send them some brews so they can tell me about it. We also have a music artist in residence, Dasein, provides all the music on this episode and every single episode. Dasein. You can find their music available in basically every single place you listen to music. They are there. All of their albums, all of their streaming is available to you. And if you don't know where to go, you can follow the show notes as well. The link tree, all that shit will take you there. But basically, if you listen to music, type in Dasein, Dasein, and you will find it. You're welcome.
No many reviews today, but John, can you please just tease where you're headed right after we record tonight?
Oh, sure. If things go according to plan, because his flight was delayed. But
damn it.
No.
Jack Doolin, one of the actors in the awesome action film from a few years ago that we talked about and had him on the show to talk about, and we all saw and enjoyed, Sisu. The sequel is out right now. I think this is the second weekend that it was out. I don't think it opened Thanksgiving weekend. I think it's the second weekend technically. So we're going into the third week, and Jack and I are going to go see it together tonight here in LA. He is here for the premiere of the new Netflix series Abandons. It's either The Abandons or just Abandons, a new Western series starring Gillian Anderson and Lena Headey that should be pretty fucking great from the creator of Sons of Anarchy. So that's a new one to look out for. We'll see. Should be good.
Oh my God. You got to listen to our Sisu episode. It was one of our most streamed episodes the year it came out, which I think was 2023. And it's such a fucking awesome movie. And Jack is a Nazi who doesn't make it. You got to see the movie.
Yeah.
It's so
I love that he flew to LA because it was safe that I wouldn't take him out drinking from there.
It's a great
I don't have YouTube TV, so I didn't know this. I was just home for the holiday, and I was talking to him, and he said he does have YouTube TV, watches a lot of sports, and he said one commercial, because I was talking to him about how I haven't seen a lot of marketing for Sisu 2, at least in LA.
Yeah,
and he said one commercial that he keeps seeing on YouTube TV, like during sports breaks, is footage of frat houses watching Sisu 1.
Get out of here. That's so smart.
Isn't that
That's
funny?
So
like,
smart.
know your
smart.
demo. Yeah, so he killed
plot of this
Nazis
seems
in the
different.
first one. I think he kills Russians in this one.
I think he's in
We're going
Russia,
back to the 80s, baby. We're just
I feel
killing
like
the
it's Siberian
cliches.
Russia, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Yeah, all the cliches. Where
Bring
as
it
opposed to our movie where he's very happy to go to Russia.
Oh, he's got big plans.
Yeah, he's like, let's go talk
Moscow
to the
to
Russians.
Seattle.
Let's set up an airport there. Let's go. More travel to Russia, please.
Yeah, that's looking ahead. That'll go well in the future.
Oh my God. Listen to our CC2 episode. Listen to John's parents just walk in and start talking to Jack in the middle of our episode. And listen. Listen to Jack. Record with his sound on so it sounds like two different people are talking. My dad said, are there two different guests? It's so great. Jack, I miss you. I want to go out drinking with just you and Dave and I, and not John again. That's going to be great. And then he's going to make fun of my watch again. Can't wait. All right. Any other news? Anything you want to highlight? Any other post-Thanksgiving things? We're going to keep it snappy today in the episode.
Nothing,
but is there anything else you want to talk about?
I just think we should continue giving updates. The update is that there is no update or resolution on the Warner Brothers
Correct.
Acquisition, so that is still up in the air, although it is supposed to it's probably going to happen over the next week or two. I do not see them letting this slide after Christmas.
Didn't they get the first round of offers and then they went, okay, now we're accepting other offers?
Basically,
So
but I feel like
I'm
they've done that more than once, because even though they had the first round of offers officially, Paramount had already made them an offer privately, I think.
Yeah, but if they're going, hey, okay, I'm open for other offers, it's like, I've had that done to me in a bar, man. Take the hint.
Yeah. Did they not see Beautiful Mind with John Ash's theory? The hot girl's not going to get asked too often, right? Eventually somebody is going to avoid them and just let them sling out and be in debt for the rest of their lives. I still am really, really hoping that they will not take an offer and they will just separate the studios and be a small, awesome, punching above their weight studio.
Not take the offer.
You can do it, Warner Brothers. You can do it. Yes, don't take the offer. Yes, don't do it.
No, they want that studio gone off their books. They're going to take the offer.
Oh, God, it's such a shame. Such a shame. So weird what's happening. So fucking weird.
Yeah, because fucking bean counters are running them.
You know who would be rolling in their grave? The people who made this movie. They knew what was happening to this town.
Maybe a little chauvinistic, but they're great. Here we go. Are you ready to just dive into the year 1936? Should we do it? Any gripes or anything?
Do it.
No, let's fucking go.
No.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Okay. 1936. You cannot trust the international receipts. So I full honesty, I'm using Wikipedia for my box office. I feel like they're the only ones that don't give me any caveats. And so I'm using Wikipedia. I don't care. Hopefully whoever updates Wikipedia is accurate. 1936. We'd like to start with the box office first. What do you think the highest grossing film from 1936 was? Dave, can you name a single other movie from 1936?
Oh, I saw so many of them.
Yeah? What's your favorite?
Fuck you, Dave.
It's just for asking
you
me.
just buzzed me. Get the fuck,
Yes.
fuck you. Dave, fuck you. John, give me a guess.
Definitely Modern Times.
Modern Times is close. It is close.
Okay. Is it? If it's not that, then my second backup guess was definitely going to be The Great Ziegfeld.
Bastard.
Yes.
Great Ziegfeld is correct. That is right.
That was
Your
going to be
best
my
picture-
next guess.
Your best picture
Sure.
winner from
That's Dave's comfort film.
1936.
That's Dave's Desert Island film.
Your
The Great
best
Ziegfeld.
picture winner from 1936, the MGM production, The Great Ziegfeld, which stars William Powell as the theatrical impresario Florenz Flo Ziegfeld Jr. That is, of course, your highest grossing film of this year. It was directed by Robert C. Leonard. Number 2 comes in as I don't say that correctly. San Francisco comes in as number 2, and that is also an MGM picture. MGM is on here with 5 films in the top 10, so kudos to them for another good year. The
Yeah, now they're
Plainsman
owned
for-
by Amazon.
Ugh. Don't remind me. The Plainsman comes in at number 3 for Paramount. After the Thin Man. Now, we did the first Thin Man on here, guys, right? Didn't we do the
Yeah.
first Thin Man? Am I going crazy? So
yeah,
this is
no, we did it.
after the Thin Man. This is back, and we could talk about it a little bit.
Was
in
it the Thin Man or the Third Man?
We did the Third Man too, but the Third Man hasn't come out yet. That came out in
Oh, yeah.
1939. After the Thin Man. So somehow we did a movie before 1936. Is that random year generators? I forget what year that was. Probably 34. They also did a radio play of that. Like they just fucking started churning that shit out. That was hot property back then. Modern Times comes in at number 5. John, that is of course a Charlie Chaplin movie. Shout out to this bar. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the name of it in Midtown that just plays old silent Charlie Chaplin films on repeat. And it's so good. And they are silent, so it works really well in this bar. And I'll be there with Angela, and she'll be talking to me, and she'll be like, "Are you listening?" I'll be like, "I'm sorry, I'm watching Charlie Chaplin box." Like, you know, I'm sorry, I'm watching him in the kitchen right now. Like, come on, how do I not watch that? It's so good. Shout out to them.
So good.
Yeah, we're going to send
Anthony-
this clip to their relationship counselor.
I'm sending your joke to yours. Your wedding night joke.
Yeah, Dave. Anthony Adverse. That is a movie by Warner Brothers, comes in at number 6. Strike Me Pink comes in at number 7. That would be banned today. Number 8, Rosemary for MGM comes in. Number 9 is Swing Time for RKO.
Swing Time. Yeah,
For
that's a good
sure.
one.
And then Libeled Lady. Swing Time is, of course, a Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movie directed by
There
George
is a
Stevens. So that is a good
sequence
one.
In there that we are not promoting. But that is the infamous blackface sequence from Fred Astaire. Isn't that Swing Time?
Damn it.
The really hard to watch
I
one.
think you're right.
No, but that is the rest of that movie is worth watching.
Look, we
Oh boy.
have come a long way, sort of. All right. A couple other things that happened this year. Screen actor John Gilbert, who starred in such films as The Merry Widow and The Big Parade, died suddenly in his Bel Air home at 38 years old.
Do you guys think he drank? Do you think he maybe had alcohol from time to time? Do you think he
Yeah, in this time period.
ever partook?
Are there any men that didn't?
It's like, do you think he drank what? Drano?
The fuck kind of kiss. I don't think it was a suey. Anyway,
His Bel Air home.
Fritz Lang's first film came out. What was our Fritz Lang movie that we did? Was that The Train?
No,
Fritz Lang? No,
that's
that was Frank.
Frankenheimer.
Yeah. We did a Fritz Lang movie. I can't remember what it
The
was.
Crime, wasn't it called just not the crime, but oh man, we all enjoyed it so much. What the fuck was the name of that one?
Oh, you can look it up. The first Hollywood
Yeah.
film of him, Fury, starring Spencer Tracy and Bruce Coboat, is released. And then, that's it. Top 10 money-making stars here. Guess what? Number 2 is Clark Gable. Number 3 is Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. A couple of the names on here: Joan Crawford, Claudette Colbert, Gary Cooper. But you know who comes in at number 1? The top 10 money-making stars. Shirley fucking Temple.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Number
Killing it.
1 money-making star of 1936. Buck Jones was the highest grossing Western star of this time period. And a little bit of award stuff. I said that Greg Ziegfeld won Best Picture, but it did not win Best Director. That would go to Frank Capra for Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, which was not in our top 10, despite being a very successful movie.
It's a really good movie.
Oscars, Paul Muni would win Best Actor for the story of Louis Pasteur. Luis Rainier would win for The Great Ziegfeld. And then supporting categories would go to Walter Brennan, who famously won 3 supporting actor Oscars very early in his career and now lives in infamy because of that, because he has as many Oscars as Daniel Day-Lewis and Jack Nicholson and is tied for the most of any men with 3, despite the fact that most people don't know who he is because most of his Oscars were in movies nobody knows, including Come and Get It. And Best Supporting Actress would go to Gail Sondergaard. Any other movies from 1936 that you all want to shout out before I go into our year in review and fun facts?
You couldn't do multiplex screenings back in that day, could you, with some of those titles?
Multiplex, meaning like...
Yeah, like Mr. Deeds Goes to Town and Come and Get It.
that would read really funny. I don't think they had the ability to put multiple. I feel like most of these were like one movie theaters.
Did you mention My Man Godfrey?
No, it did not come up.
So the great William Powell from the Thin Man series. This was another movie he was in that's got everybody loves this movie, and I've never seen it. It's him and Carol Lombard, famous from So Many Movies to Be or Not to Be, so many other movies. But that movie came out and is supposed to be very, very good. This is the year of Anything Goes. Anyone who's a fan of that musical.
Nice.
This was the original of that. Showboat came out this year, which was...
These films or musicals? You're talking about the musicals?
Yeah, I mean, these are the film of the musicals.
I bet you those records
Showboat,
were probably nationwide pretty quickly too. Everybody listened to those records.
Sure. I want to recall, there's a callback. Guys, there's a movie here called Satan Met a Lady. Can you tell me what that was the original version of that we've talked about?
Satan Meadow Lady?
Satan Met a Lady. Do you remember we talked about a movie and I said there were like 4 iterations of this movie before the good one came out?
Satan met. Oh my God. Okay.
What's the title of the George Bush biography?
It's the Maltese Falcon.
Wow.
And they had made several versions of it. Remember, that's such an infamous.
Sure.
Anyway. Yeah. All right. We can move on. And Modern Times is really, 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 really good.
Modern
I think
Times
still holds up.
Yeah.
You should sit down and watch it. The original Last of the Mohicans came out this year, apparently. And the original Flash Gordon.
Flash Gordon in space got a Star Wars. How about that? All right.
Was that the whole movie came out, or was it a series of like shorts?
I think this is the original. I mean, I've never seen it, so I have no idea. But it's 4 hours and 5 minutes long. So I'm imagining the latter. I'm imagining it's
reels. Pre-reels.
Yeah, like they played throughout the year before features, right? Saturday morning, in between features, before features. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, just you got 15 minutes at a time and then you had to come back.
Awesome. That's back in the day. Guys, I would have been pretty happy
out of
back
movie.
then. I know the war was going on, but if I was like a little kid back then, I would have gone to the movie theater just all day on Saturdays and Sundays. I would have spent a nickel seeing a double feature. I know. Well, if you're an adult, you were probably stressed. I feel like you...
Yeah. Which meant you beat your kids, so they went to the movies.
Jeff, when did Hitler invade Poland?
39.
Was that late?
Yeah.
I thought it was 1938, but you're right. Anyway,
no,
things are
he sent 20,000 troops
September
into a country
1st.
that I'll say very soon.
Right,
okay, anyway. So this is kind of a year of firsts for many things. The first 32-ounce bottle of beer appeared in the marketplace. General Foods introduced Jell-O pudding. How about that? The Cobb salad was invented by Robert Cobb at his Brown Derby restaurant in Los Angeles.
I ordered Cobb salad. Do you guys like it? I ordered that
Cobb salad.
all the time.
Even I like Cobb
salad with eggs, bacon, and thick-ass dressing. Why wouldn't I love it?
Yeah.
Hershey's launched the Fifth Avenue chocolate bar, A businessman who owned the Humpty Dumpty grocery store chain in Oklahoma invented the shopping cart. Who would have thought shopping carts would come out here in 1936? The Golden Gate Bridge was still under construction. And you know how we did Paris, Texas, the Wim Wenders film? Well, in Palestine, Texas, the radio station KNET started.
Fantastic.
Billboard magazine published its first hit parade. The Green Hornet premiered on WXYZ radio, and the Ziegfeld Follies of the Air debuted on CBS. A lot of firsts. Things were expanding, guys. And part
Do you
of the
think
reason
we're the first show since Palestine, Texas was formed? Do you think we are the first people to ever repeat that fact?
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly. It's got to be up there.
Who reads the sites that I read, people? Well, in 1936, I think the biggest thing that came out actually was that the novel Gone with the Wind came out. So the movie came out 3 years quickly. So they got that into production pretty quick because that production was not short, not quick, and not cheap. But 1936, that book was all the rage by an author who wrote one book, right? A couple of things that were going on here. In general, the GDP increased by 12% this year. So this was kind of one of the first years that you could officially say we were out of the Great Depression and moving onwards and upwards until about 5 years later when things would take a big turn for us, for sure. Wow. But yeah, let's see. A nickel could buy you an ice cream cone, a donut, a cup of coffee, a bottle of Coke, or a Hershey bar. That's right, 1 nickel. You could also buy a DeSoto car for $695.
I thought you were going to say and there.
No.
You get all that
one
for
at a time.
Probably a movie, too.
A Monopoly board game was $1.98, and 2 loaves of raisin bread was 25 cents. I said the GDP growth
That's
rate was
an expensive
12.9%.
Monopoly board game.
Comparatively, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so many
2 hotels, man.
So much bread you can get for that. So 9 million Americans were out of work and couldn't find a job. So, the unemployment rate was still 16%. But yeah, GDP up 12.9%. And inflation was only a modest 1.46%. Gee, those were the good old days.
Wow.
But President Roosevelt was reelected this year, 1936. He would begin his second term in 1937. And one of the reasons he did is because he was really smart. He ended up carrying 46 of 48 states. 46 of 48 states he would end up carrying. But one thing he did to help him win over those rural states, he signed the Rural Electrification Act. Gee, wonder what that was. The Rural Electrification Act. That's right. He brought electricity to much of rural America. The U.S. auto industry was pumping out cars like crazy. The auto workers went on strike in Flint, Michigan. And once that was resolved, nothing ever happened to Flint, Michigan ever again.
Well, nothing was ever resolved in Flint, Michigan ever again.
Oh, man. This actually affects us, guys. The Triborough Bridge, which connects New York City, Manhattan, and Queens, and the Bronx, opened to vehicular traffic. We used to live right next to the entrance.
I still do.
For years, that was the biggest.
Dave literally lives like right next to it.
That was the biggest bridge on Earth for quite a while after I think that thing was constructed. That is not a small feat.
And it's
still called the Triborough Bridge. No.
Yeah, they named it after somebody, but it's Triborough Bridge. I know exactly where it is. I know what it is. Triborough Bridge. It's great. It connects 3 boroughs. Makes total sense. But don't fucking name it after anybody else. Don't do it.
Is it
Adolf
Hitler?
Yeah.
They named it. It's not Kennedy.
I thought it was.
It's not a Kennedy Bridge. No, they named it
As we
after.
Isn't it not fucking?
It's the RFK Bridge. You're thinking of the Cuomo one upstate.
Bridge. It's the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge.
The one that replaced the Tappan Zee. Yeah, it is the RFK Bridge.
And they still call it the Tappan Zee as well.
You know what? I'm definitely calling it the Triborough Bridge. Sorry, RFK Sr., but Junior fucked you up.
Sorry, buddy.
You fucked everything up. You should have named your other son RFK Jr. Adolf Hitler sent 20,000 troops back into the Rhineland, an area that was supposed to remain a demilitarized zone according to the Treaty of Versailles. So really testing the waters on that one, and we know how that
there was some shit happening. I told you there was some shit happening.
No, I know. Yada, yada, yada. The words blabbermouth, Cloud9, Den Mother, gift wrap, hijack, Ivy League, masking tape, newsbreak, payphone, scavenger hunt, and worrywart all appeared in the press for the first time. And I think all of those have pretty good staying power.
Yeah. They've all held on.
Companies and brands. Harris Teeter, Goya Foods, Geico. I actually have a Geico account.
Geico.
Boyer Candy, Geico, Ray-Ban, How about those sunglasses? And solo cups. Colleges are forever thankful to 1936 for the advent of the Solo Cup Company. And you know what?
I was away for Thanksgiving actually, and I saw there was an overpass, and they had the chain link fence, and someone had got the Solo cups and put a sign in the chain link fence. They spelled out a word. I couldn't read it because it was backwards. I'm pretty sure it was fuck or something, but
probably said fuck. It probably said fuck. The inventor of the Scripps spelling bee won a Pulitzer Prize for an editorial he wrote. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to get to some prices and some names if I can find them in my list here. Popular baby names. Here we go. You ready? Are we going with 10? We're back to 10. I don't know why sometimes it's 8 and sometimes it's 10. And guess what? One of your names is in it.
It's mine.
The top 10 baby names for boys: Robert, James, John, William, and Richard. And for girls, the 5.
Because they can all be shortened, and thread was expensive.
Yeah, they didn't say Jonathan. They just said John. And number for the ladies: Mary, Betty, Barbara, Dorothy, and Joan. Life expectancy for men was 56. For women, it was 60. And the Times Person of the Year was Wallace Simpson. And let's get to some food and beverage trends. I think we are ready to officially get into some food and beverage trends.
God, tell me the sandwich.
Fiction books.
Tell me the sandwich made it.
The radio, because instead of TV shows, it's radio, and I can't see the radio. I can't see that. Westerns, etc., horror movies, the Mensa IQ test, the detective dramas. What a fucking weird year. The biggest pop music artists, I never heard of half of them. 25 songs. Pennies from Heaven is number 1, and The Way You Look Tonight, number 2. How about that? Summertime was number 4.
Pennies from Heaven, the movie came out this year. Is that song? Do you think that song is from the movie?
I would guess.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Depression era dining is in here. Notable weddings and divorces. Okay. You know what? It's not very exciting, but because they're just calling it the Depression era food. Here we go. You ready? Depression era food. The top 10 Depression era foods from
Cabbage is on it.
1936. Are you ready? Top 10. Number 10, chocolate cream pie. Number 9, chicken noodle soup. Number 8, cheese sandwiches. Number 7,
solid so far.
Celery sandwiches.
Okay, they fucked it up.
All right.
Number 6,
there it is.
Celery and cabbage sandwiches. There's your sandwiches, John.
Yeah.
Spice like me. I didn't. Number 5, cabbage and pasta. Is that together?
I told you cabbage was going to be very present on this list.
Number 4, boiled cabbage. Number 3, beans and sausage.
For a second there, I thought it was like the fucking Forrest Gump speech.
Number 2,
shrimp this, shrimp that.
Baked bean sandwiches comes in at number 2.
Oh, they're solid. Put them in a toasty.
Number one budget-friendly Depression-era food from 1936 is baked apples. Baked apples comes in.
I'd rather have the cabbage.
Number 1. I'd rather have the cabbage. All you need are cabbage, beans, cheese, and sandwiches.
I'd rather not take a long train ride with you.
I'd rather have cabbage.
Another
I see a
little
bumper sticker in my future.
Another little food and beverage trend was potato soup and peanut butter sandwiches were crowd pleasers too. But
both are not bad.
Potato soup, isn't that just being lonely and not emptying the water out?
Dave, don't tell the kids that. That's all we can afford. That's all we can afford.
I think with that, it is time to officially segue into our featured conversation about Dodsworth, directed by William Wyler. Did Alfred Newman do the score, or was he just the music director?
Let's see. I'm on it. Keep talking.
Okay. This is, of course, written by, I mentioned that it was a play based on a novel. So the novel was written by Sinclair Lewis, and Sidney Howard adapted his own screenplay with an uncredited writing credit to Robert Wyler.
Huh. Interesting. And Alfred Newman is uncredited as the composer, which sometimes happened back in that studio system where those guys were just pumping out music, doing some stuff on films they weren't necessarily assigned to. So, yeah.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I mentioned before this stars Walter Huston as Sam Dodsworth and Ruth Chatterton as Fran Dodsworth. Shout out to David Niven and others, including Mary Astor, who would get an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress for playing Edith Courtwright. What a fucking name. These names are so good. Actually, wait. I'm so sorry. She actually did not get the Best Supporting Actress nom, even though she should have. It went to Maria Ouspenskaya for her one scene as the Baroness. She would get the Oscar nomination for Best
I
Supporting
can
Actress.
see that. She kind of stole the show for me.
She was awesome.
What there
Walter
was.
Huston got a nom as well. The lone win was actually for art direction. The movie looks great.
Yeah.
What can I say? And it's available on Prime right now to rent if you haven't seen it in a while. Not rent. It's available on Prime to stream for free with your Prime subscription. Thank you for buying.
And there's
MGM
3 ad
Amazon.
breaks.
I didn't get ad breaks.
Well, you probably pay for the proper Prime. I refuse to give them more money.
Fair enough. No buzz detected. I'm going to read the IMDb description, and then we're going to pass it off. What'd you think? What'd you feel? I believe this was a first-time watch for everybody. Is that true?
Nah, you think?
For both of you. John recommended this, having seen it before. He just wanted us to watch a nice romantic movie about a romantic couple being unromantic. A retired auto manufacturer and his wife. It's always and his wife. You know what I mean? The women. Feel bad. It's a very woman-heavy movie. William Wyler, Billy Wilder, these directors of the same era knew how to direct and write for women. And here's the description. It says, yeah, and his wife. She has family money. She has legacy. She's smart. She's intelligent. She's a person of the town. A retired auto manufacturer and his wife take a long-planned European vacation only to find that they want very different things from life. What'd you think? What'd you feel? Kind of reminds me of Brief Encounter now that I'm thinking about it. That great British film about more so the lady who was curious about what was happening outside of her marriage, I'll say the least. Dodsworth, what'd you think? What'd you feel? No stuffy criticism. Who wants to go first? John loved it. Maybe we should start loving and then go into Dave, who did not love it so much. What do you think?
Let's do
Sure.
that.
John, set
Let's
us up
do
for
that.
success here. Go ahead.
So I saw this movie for the first time. I think it was 2015 or 2016 at the New York Film Festival. Big festivals like that sometimes show older movies, and maybe there's a new print or something. I cannot remember the reason that they chose to show it that year, but Kenneth Lonergan gave the introduction. Kenneth Lonergan has made Manchester by the Sea, You Can Count on Me, few movies, and he's a very respected playwright,
This is our
screenwriter,
youth for
and
the
film
play. Yeah,
director.
great.
And one of the things he said that has never left my mind, and it really did surprise me when I was watching it, and it surprised me again on this rewatch, is just how mature this film's subject matter is. When you look back at films from that time period, so many of them were rooted in that happy Hollywood ending, that escapism, that kind of ingredients. There were certain ingredients that seemed to find their way into most Hollywood studio films, and almost none of them had to do with midlife crisis, struggling to age, divorce, very realistic problems with marriages. Yes, there were 2 beds in every room in case you were in a bedroom, but there were also realistic conversations about people drifting apart in the middle of their marriage. Those kinds of things were just not done with that kind of realism back then. Even Sinclair Lewis, who I haven't had the pleasure of reading most of his novels, but I know he's mostly known for, he was initially known for having a lot of satirical edge to his stuff, and this was so grounded in reality. I think he was pretty celebrated for this, having such a realistic take. And he won the Nobel Prize for Literature the year this came out, not necessarily because of this novel,
Wow.
but because of the realism of his characters, the biting satire that he had on
Because
politics.
Nobel Prize for Literature is like a cumulative thing, right?
Yeah, yes, and I think sometimes people get it associated with the book that they won for it, but I don't think he won for this one.
I don't think Bob Dylan
anyway.
won for. Anyways, go ahead.
What's
Very
so
informative.
amazing to me about this film, and might be my thesis for the whole discussion, is that, and I'm curious if this bothered you, Dave, and you can't help but think about when you watch these old movies, but there is a presentational style that is very recognizable in old Hollywood movies until people like Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, some performances from Elizabeth Taylor a little bit later,
Charles Lawton.
James Dean, Charles Lawton. There are people who break through. What I find so fascinating about this movie, which is why I could probably watch this on repeat. I love this movie so much because it introduces you to a world and a series of characters and scenarios where it feels like that. And then as the problems of their relationship start to arise, the writing changes, the performances change, the camera work still mostly stays wide, though there are some interesting movements, some interesting close-ups. But for the most part, this is so performance-driven that I think Wyler, maybe without knowing, because nobody knew the future, he wasn't like thinking, oh, now I'm going to go realism. It feels that way, though. Every time I watch this, there are things at the beginning, and sometimes it's at the beginning of a certain scene because his wife is so full of pretentiousness. She has such a snobbery and a falseness to her that he slowly realizes he can no longer live with and that he struggles with and is being rejected from by her. That it's almost like the movie overall and scene to scene and within a scene, it goes from that performative, pretentious, isn't this how it's supposed to feel kind of place to by the end of every time I watch this movie, somewhere in the middle of each scene, somewhere in the middle of the movie, and by the end of the movie, I'm like, Jesus Christ, these people are really just talking to each other. And you just almost never see that in movies from this age. So that's the thing that really struck me. Kenneth Lonergan said, and I'm going to mess the line up, but the gist of what he said was how blown away he was when he was a younger person, because he saw it the first time when he was in his teens. And the person who introduced it to him, which was his mother, and I think she came from the arts as well, was that this is a movie for adults. This is an adult movie. And he talked about how when he was young, he didn't quite know what she meant, but that he's never been able to shake that feeling that this movie, when you go back to it, it is for adults. This is not a wide audience film, which a lot of the studios didn't make back then. This is aimed directly at adults of a certain age. And I don't know, I just have so much respect for it. I think the acting is fantastic. I love the trans-global storytelling. I love that it takes place all over the place. I love the time jumps. Yeah, there's so much I appreciate. And it also, William Wyler is one of my favorite directors. And this is the one that really put him on the map in terms of being truly A-list. He had made a bunch of films leading up to this, just like a lot of those studio guys, but this one really took the cake. And I think from here on out, what's so cool is that those guys were often assigned work, but it didn't mean that they weren't lobbying hard within their studios to try to get stuff made. Him and Samuel Goldwyn had a very famously contentious relationship. So it's not that William Wyler developed this by any means. Goldwyn bought this because he wanted to try to make more serious adult-themed films to compete with MGM, and Wyler had to fight to have the assignment. And I just think it's so cool that he did. So moving forward, I think this is the first time that Wyler realized when you have the right material and you're a director who is eventually going to be famous for performance. He was called 40 Take Wyler because that guy was going for natural, character-driven performances. That's why so many actors loved working with him. This was where it all, I think, really solidified. And from here on out, he had that reputation and flexed it for the rest of his fucking career. And everybody knew it. But this is where it all started. And man, it's good. Anyway. All right. So I just raved like hell. Dave, why did you hate this movie?
I thought it fucking sucked, Jeff.
Did you?
No, I'm kidding. Look, and funny fact is I don't disagree with almost everything John said.
Yeah. It's just
I'm not
for you.
surprised, actually.
I don't disagree with almost everything. Like, I actually have a note here that says the thing I love the most about this movie was the production design, like the art direction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, you should vote for the Oscars.
I think, yeah, right. I think what happened with me was I got fucking triggered by this thing because I absolutely hated
Dave,
that
is your marriage okay? You made a joke at the beginning.
It's one of the ones that came before the marriage I was triggered by.
Is Therese interested in a fling?
It's like
said that.
just that woman who thinks she can just, run off with whoever she wants and then come back to you, and that doesn't work out.
And there was a cruise ship. There were cruise ships.
There were cruise ships involved. Everything.
I think Therese's fling would be like,
seriously,
I just need to be in the trees for a week.
Dude,
I don't think
I sat there and watched this with Therese, and even at one point she said something, and Therese sat up straight and went, "That woman's a cunt." I'm like, what? Like,
yeah.
She got mad about it too. But I think that's the reason I didn't like the movie. I didn't like that woman, which is a credit to her performance.
Sure.
Because she did it so well, I was enraged.
Yeah.
I see that. I thought she was great, though. I thought Ruth, and I
Well,
think that
that's
you're
what I'm
saying that
saying.
too. I think Ruth
Yeah.
Chatterton. I mean, Chatterton was great. I don't loathe her in this. I do in many regards, but I don't in many others. And I think William Wyler did a really good job of balancing how you can't. He was trying really hard not to blame her. I would say that. Like, I think the best thing he
Mhm.
did was not just make her the wife that's bored and wants to be a floozy or anything like that. Like, this isn't that time period too where she wants a fling and she's dancing with guys and wants to go to lunch, but there's no like they don't explicitly say like sexual per se. So, in many ways you can infer that, but it doesn't seem to be too overt. But at the same time, he does a good job. And again, I'm not saying that if you're ever in a relationship like this, it's your fault if you're a
Yeah.
little ignorant.
Well,
But
that's the thing. Like, she's leading these guys on because she wants attention. That character is.
and they hold her to account a lot.
Yeah.
And Walter, I mean, maybe they could go further with Walter Huston's character, Sam Dodsworth, being a little ignorant and naive in this regard, but also being so set in his routines, which they try to
Oh,
beat over
dude, I
the
don't think
head.
he's ignorant, naive. He has so many speeches, even early on with the British captain, the very first fling, where he knows that is one of the best scenes in the movie, which sets the tone for
Yeah.
his lack of naivete when he comes back on the boat and she says, "We've just had the most horrible," he said the most horrible things to me. And he's like, "Well, my dear, you've been leading him on all week. I mean, what did you think was going
Yes.
to happen?"
No, not naive about that. Naive about his routine being boring. And about how
Oh, sure.
somebody might want somebody who, for instance, he loved the fact that she like went to school in Europe, but I think when he goes back home the first time without her, and he's like, my wife puts the newspaper here, and my wife puts this, and it's like this is the exact reason that she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to just be the person that puts your newspaper there and puts your cigar humidor there and gives you your mail. Like,
Yeah.
like how could you be away and not realize that? After all the things that she was saying, that she actually was the girl who went to college there. She wasn't needing to get that out of her system, but she's actually this girl. That,
Well,
I think, is what
that's
he's
the
naive
thing as
about.
well. Like, their relationship up until this point, when we join them in the story, has been he's running a multi-million-dollar company and she's taking care of the house. They don't interact
Yeah.
as such.
I
Like, they've got their own things already.
And it's a compliment to Walter Huston too, where he's exactly what you. First of all, I love the setup in this movie where you just start with a newspaper article. It's like it's very Chinatown. Hitchcock does it a lot too, where it's like you know exactly where you are, you know exactly what you're doing, you know exactly what's going on, and you see his house with all the servants, and you just assume he's a very wealthy, affluent guy, and then he goes. I mean, this is a motherfucker that wears a suit and a tie, and then they say, "Should we dress up for dinner?" And it's like, what, motherfucker, you look pretty
I'm glad
goddamn
that went
dressed
away.
up to me. And it's like, oh, sorry, you have to wear your tux and your dinner suit like they're on the fucking Titanic. And then when he sees that other people are, it's like you can see fucking William Wyler is so good because it's like he's talking the first guy, David Niven. He is not in a tux, but he looks pretty fucking good. And so it's like motherfuckers, we're not on the Titanic anymore. Like I'm dressed up, like I look like I have some money, and I'm good. Like I don't have to be in a tux in order for you to talk to me. Obviously, you're talking to me, and you want to have an affair with me, and I'm whatever. So I think that they do a really good job with that. But I think one thing they do with him, and you got to credit Walter Huston, who is Clark Gable and Jimmy Stewart, but just a little bit older and a more mature version of it, But it's just he's so likable because he really does feel like he was a working class guy that understands working class people, and it almost annoys me and frustrates me when those few little bits where he's like. He can't find his humidor. He's like, how does anybody live in this house and they don't know where anything is? He's like, most people don't have somebody put their coat away for them. Like most people know where their coat goes. Why can't you find your coat? And it's like, oh, he's so close to just being a fisherman with money. You know what I mean? He's so close, but he's not fully there too. So anyway,
he constantly
long story short
refers to himself as a hick.
yeah, but he's not really a hick though. So that's what I mean. There's I just think William Wyler I think maybe John is right in that he is the best director of this time period because his knock is that he doesn't have a distinct style. Like the fact that you know exactly what even a George Stevens film looks like from this time period, but a Hitchcock film and a Kubrick film and all the greats, his thing, whether it's The Heiress, whether it's The Best Times of Our Lives, whether it's not the Philadelphia story, the what's that other comedy, the Roman Holiday. is that the performances are just fucking amazing. It's like he doesn't just glorify Walter Huston. That's going back to the naivete thing. Long story short is that I think the fun thing is that you just love Walter Huston so much that it seems like what Ruth Chatterton is doing is insane. But I also see it from her point of view too. So if she had as much screen time as Walter Huston, I feel like this could just be almost as good of a movie, if not just as much.
Well, there's that really great, to your point, there's that really great moment when he is home and he's bitching about how things are different. He gets the telegram finally from the son-in-law when he's mad that it wasn't there on his desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's talking to his female friend. And he says that my wife, he's referring to his wife, she's just scared of getting older. And the female friend says, that's very smart of you to say. So it's us as the audience being told, one, his observational skills are correct, but also he clearly has empathy for the fact that he knows the position he put her in by marrying someone so young. It is a little bit of that cliche. He does know that he's put her bare. Eventually he uses it against her because he has nothing left, and she's either going to choose him and become a grandmother and come back to America or not. And it becomes fairly binary, even when he's like, I mean, my God, inch and a mile. He's giving her so much rope when they're on these things, like very consciously. I love that kind of parlor humor and talk from back then, where he is basically just saying out loud, I know what she's doing. And I know that you know what she's doing, and I'm allowed for you guys to go do it. He seems like an interesting man if you're into that kind of thing. He's not really my cup of tea, but yeah, he's a fine enough guy. He's fine enough.
I just think it's so. Well, how far did he go? He's like, he's probably okay. Like, he insulted me. She's crying, and he's like, I need more information. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
I think there's a little inside. This is not a totally subjective film. We do have moments alone with her that give us, again, to what you're saying. The first time the captain, the British captain who turns her down, doesn't turn her down. She turns him down, and then my God, when he says, may I give you some advice? And then he just, the way he just fucking lays into her. Good. That dialogue
don't
is so fantastic.
And then what does he say? Because she says she's so smart, she's a girl, and he's like, any schoolgirl would find, would be able to compete with the way that you're handling this situation. You're so immature and so naive, and you have no idea what you're doing. Yeah.
And I just think that's so smart for us. Every time we get to see those moments, it does give us more. Empathy might not be the right word, but I would say understanding, because it's so hard to like people like her who are just denying their realities so hard. She does think that she's one of these people who, why don't you just come and have a drink with me at the French cafe? Because smart people don't do that. She's such a bitch. She's so snobbish. She's so pretentious, and she's so not grounded in her reality that it's hard to empathize with her, but they make sure that we understand her, which I think sometimes is just as important. Sometimes when you have, she's not a villain, but sometimes when you have people who are against an antagonistic character to your protagonist, you need to at least understand them and see what their context is, which is why it's so sad that
very disciplined in underplaying her panic at like getting older too. Like they underplayed that because she was freaking out about being a grandmother.
That great, yeah. I mean, that great,
and how good is Sam Houston's line when she goes, our daughter is going to you have to go home with me because our daughter's having her baby this fall. And she goes, she is. Yes. And that means, the way he says it, I mean, tell me it's not textbook, because he doesn't just say like, we're going to be grandpa. Like he's literally like, yes. And that means that you're going to be a grandmother. And the way he said, and then her reaction, I mean, it's perfect.
And I think that scene, if I were an actor and if I was the actor playing her role, everything I need to know about that character is in that scene. Everything. Yeah. It is the scene that her entire role is built around. Emotionally, she impulsively responds accordingly. Oh my God, my daughter's having a child. Why didn't you say so? Yeah. She's there. She's present. She's living it. She's excited. And then his test, and it's not just a turn of the knife. I know you know what he's doing. You see it coming when he finally says, just tell them and make sure they're going to be excited for us that we're going to be grandparents. We got to get back over there so we can take on those roles.
I took that as a little bit of manipulation as well.
For sure. But I think the test.
So one of the few times you see him do it. Yeah.
It's a midpoint in the movie.
But also, he's basically like, I'm not as good as manipulating as you are, but I have a couple cards to play.
Yeah.
But I think there's more to it than that. I think it's that manipulation is probably the most simple way of articulating it. But very specifically, we've learned enough about her where it is in the story. It is around the midpoint. He says it because I think he needs to see one more time. He's gone to America. He's come back.
Yeah,
right. He's had his test.
There's no planes.
He says that to her because I think he wants to see for himself in real time. Are you emotionally aware enough to realize that that's a good thing, that our child is having a child? And are you emotionally stunted enough that the intellectual response, once I say the word, is going to tell me everything I need? The thing I'm most afraid of is that when I say grandparent, you're not going to make that phone call. I think he wanted to believe that when he said it, she would prove him wrong. Prove me wrong and tell me that there's more substance to you than I'm afraid from what I've seen over the past 9 months or whatever while we've been doing these trips. Ah, my God. It's such a good scene.
Dave, you get to elevate this later. You get to do it again. But tell me, when you get lines like, I can understand it being a little placid, so she is triggering, and then there's like, I feel like sometimes there's new scenes that start and you're like, I can get up right now. But then as soon as the scene starts, you get hooked. So it's like, it's this weird push and pull where it's like, it seems a little nowadays, there's more yucks nowadays. There's not as much crescendo back in these films, but the scenes are so rich. When you get lines like, why should I want to divorce you? You're my husband. And he goes, I should hope so in order to be able to get a divorce. Like when you get lines like that, you probably laugh out loud. Like you probably get into that.
I did chuckle. Yeah.
So what is it that's going to get you to elevate your score? What's going to do it? What are the other things? And you talked about how you love the art direction. Also, this is so funny. I know you changed your setup for people on YouTube. The way you look on your screen is so funny to me right now. It's just because it's different. You look great, of course, but it's different.
Well, this is my good side.
And gray. Something about it that's so funny. Okay, so what is it? What is it that could?
Do you want to do a different color?
The color's great. You know what? Fuck this whole thing.
1990s movies.
I'm just curious, just to come back to it, not to harken on the negative, but is there anything that you would add to it or change that would elevate it for you, other than this character is unlikable?
I said at the end this could have been a little shorter because I felt like there was a couple of times where we just repeated the same behavior.
Which scene would you cut? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. No, anything that where she half runs away with one guy, then she runs away with another guy, and then there's another guy, and it was just we got it after the first one, really, or maybe two. You lose one of them and shave about 20 minutes off that film.
I get it. The challenge is, did she get it?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that rule of three
don't get me
things-
wrong, it enraged me, so I definitely had a visceral reaction to it. I actually have a note here that says if he doesn't throw her in the ocean by the end of this film, I'm canceling my Amazon subscription.
Like
I was so mad.
Like 5 different men too.
Yeah, I was so mad. I've threatened Amazon.
As people who've worked on sets, one of the best scenes in this movie is when she gets the letter from him, and it says you should come back home. Which we actually find that out later. We don't find that out in that scene, which is brilliant. And she just says, "I was having such a good time, and the mood was spoiled. Why did you do that to me?" And then he lights it on fire. And then it goes, did you think, oh no, is there a fire marshal? Holy shit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I was like, there's a lot of wind there. This could go horribly fucking wrong.
It looked like it was about to blow into a bush. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Anyway, that's.
And they only had water extinguishers back then too. So someone's getting electrocuted.
So to grab her.
Yes, you're right. I thought about it.
Soda machine.
You're right. I'm with you, Dave. But at the same time, these scenes were so good. Because I'm with you. There were a couple times where I was like, another suitor.
The one thing that really got me was when the mother turns up of the guy that
mother.
Yeah. As soon as that door opened, like there's a reason she won an award, man. I'm like, oh, this is not going to go fucking well for anyone. Because I was like, I never thought I'd find an old Viennese woman wearing a giant crucifix, the hero of the story.
The scene went really well. And you know why I went, I mean, yeah, with you, Dave, 100%. And also that they were in Vienna and so they were of German descent and they're like, oh, we lost money after the war. And you're sitting there and be like, just wait 3 more years. You're about to lose the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you know what? That scene got me for 2 reasons. Number one, her husband, her wannabe husband, seemed like such a child. She was so much more mature than him, and she was kind of denying that, like, what, we love each other and that should be enough. And it's like, okay, you're more immature emotionally, but he's more immature in the sense that he's such a mama's boy about this. And they didn't even say the titles. He needs his title. I'm a baroness, whatever. It was just like,
also, it was kind of
child.
a flip on the way she was treating her husband.
100%. 100%.
So there was a little bit of comeuppance there.
And also, she didn't have a year to wait. He's like, wait a year until this. And she's like, I don't have a fucking year. What the hell is wrong with you? Because this motherfucker, she does not, he was right. Sam Huston was right. Walter Huston. Sam, I keep wanting to say Sam Huston. Sam Dodsworth. Walter Huston was right, where he's basically like, she just needs a fling to remind herself, oh, she went to college there once and then she was good for 20 years. She just needs a fling and then she's good for 20 years. Anyway, you know what got me the most in that scene is at the very end, after the Baroness basically turned into the full Bene Gesserit, but on the way out, said, I am sorry. And then she said, goodbye, my dear. And it harkens back to the other conversation where when Sam Dodsworth, was mad and he said, like, goodbye. And she's like, that's it, just goodbye, not goodbye, my dear. And now here is this woman who's not giving her what she wants. And she's like, goodbye, my dear. Very charmingly, exactly what she wanted out of her husband. And then she's the one who just says, well, goodbye. I was like, motherfucking William fucking Wyler. This whole scene where literally she was like a Bene Gesserit the whole entire time. She felt like a Bene Gesserit to me. And then at the end, that's how they finished the scene. Man, I was a fucking wreck. I was a wreck. I was getting emotional.
How about the
I was getting really emotional. Not as emotional as I did at that waterfront scene at the end. That's the best scene in the movie. I don't care what anybody says. That scene. Why do you go back to her? I'm right here. Like that. I mean, that's my favorite.
I would say the end of this movie is very, very good because you get a lot there.
That scene that she does. And then they go to, you talk about wides, John, that was on her. It was a medium close. It was just her. So whether you call it a medium or close up, it was just her. And she was basically like, why are you running to her? Why are you doing? Look at you. You're miserable. We're happy to get it was so good.
I've watched you shrivel at her letters. I'm watching you shrivel now. Yeah. I know. It's so powerful. Again, there's so Cuthbert. What, Dave?
When they went down to get the drinks when he's back on the boat and they started yelling all ashore, who's going ashore, I was like, oh, this has come back around for a reason.
Well, this is one of the greatest lines of all time. Their final breakups lines to each other. She screams, you think you can get me out of your blood? You'll never do that. You'll never be free of me. And he says, I have to believe that love stops somewhere short of suicide.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's so good.
God, that's too good. Cuthbert, though, that's her name, right? The character's name?
Not Cuthbert, Courtwright.
All right, I'll meet you halfway.
Alicia Cuthbert, though, is on your mind. She's very attractive. I haven't seen her in a while, but she's awesome. She's a good actress and she's attractive. But it's Courtwright, Edith Courtwright.
So her introduction is fantastic. And Jeff made light of it at the beginning with the Dave joke that he always does at the top.
That is one of the best moments I've ever seen in a movie of this time period, for sure.
It is the quintessential moment of what my thesis for this, what I was talking about, where it just cut through the presentational style of storytelling back then and what you think they're allowed to do in terms of realism. Yeah. And it also makes you wonder, or at least this time it made me wonder, is she just an older version of this woman who lived that life and made mistakes and had the fling and lost her husband? You know, and it doesn't matter if the answer is yes or no. It's such a poignant moment where basically this woman who's just friends with them and doesn't know them very well observes Walter Huston's wife, Ruth Chatterton, Fran Dodsworth, beginning to flirt too heavily with the guy in Paris. And she observes it, and she just cuts right through the fucking fat, right into her face, and just says one word, don't.
Yeah. Honestly, you almost wonder if when she looks with just her eyes, when she says what? And it's like as if you don't fucking know. And then she actually looks with her eyes at the man, and you almost wonder as the audience, is that too much? Like, it's fucking obvious. You don't have to look with your eyes. Like, literally just to look with the eyes. She's like, come on, are you kidding me? But also,
I think she's like, are you kidding me?
30 years old in real life, but she is mature. She found what she wants, which is this thing in Italy. She's just missing the man. This person has the man. She's just missing the thing in Italy, right? So you have like they're so similar and yet different in that contrast. I think it's brilliant. Like, she also is the female lead in The Maltese Falcon, John Huston's first film. So bring the whole picture together here. John, I don't know if you finished your thought on her, but perfect.
No, there were so many. It's almost like they're not. I don't think they're espousing a value system here necessarily, although Sinclair Lewis certainly did have a value system and virtues that he was trying to promote in the 20s and 30s politically and morally and philosophically. I think it's clear when you look at his works that he is trying to promote some kind of way of life, and he is trying to satirize other versions of life. There are so many times in this movie, and this is the first one, I think, with her. Well, even her introduction, she's just so fucking pleasant on that boat, on the ship, when he's looking at the light. And she's like, I recommend a stout, sir. You said you wanted to calm your nerves. My word, you do need to.
Our lead can't be outside for more than 10 seconds because she's too cold, but really she just wants to be on the dance floor with a different man. And she's just sitting outside the boat, chilling on that little chaise lounge.
She's just so pleasant. Every time she shows up, so I guess the value thing, it's like every time she shows up, that character is played with such restraint, written with such restraint until that final breakdown monologue where she says, I won't let you. I've been cool I've been playing the cool girl for fucking months since I've known you, dude, and I'm not going to let you do this again. I guess there is something to be said about the final scene of this movie, the breakup scene. I thought it was really interesting that the writing explicitly shows you a lack of shared values in their relationship. Right. She sits down and starts saying vain, vapid things about clothing and stuff. She is making fun, in his eyes, of certain women and people. She starts talking about the Kurt's mother and then some other people who I didn't even know who the reference was. And both times he's like, I just don't want to hear, stop saying that. I think it is interesting that it does come down to, objectively, of course, anytime you're doing with a love story, you're probably dealing with the fact of, do these people have enough in common to be together for the distance? Are they vibing enough? Do they have enough shared, outlooks on life? But this movie almost explicitly is telling us that people like her are going to have trouble finding love because they are so desperate to run away from who they actually are. It almost makes me wonder if, even though Walter Huston doesn't like the men that she's hanging out with, just as man to man, he wouldn't be friends with them. It almost makes me wonder if Sinclair Lewis is saying those people might be able to love each other, but that's who they actually are. She's not them. She just thinks she's them. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. It just makes me wonder the commentary he's making in terms of classism. And then technically, I did just want to bring this up because I thought it was so badass. William Wyler and George Stevens and so many of them are so good at not cutting. They'll know when they need to just sit on one side of a conversation or stay wide for too long and start with somebody's head cut off behind a lampshade, even though they're talking. That breakup scene, I watched it again after it was immediately rewound. I was like, God damn. As soon as they sit down at that table, he orders his drink and they sit down. And then he doesn't cut back to Walter Huston until his close-up. When you see on his face, he's like, I can't do this shit. And he gets up and leaves. You just watch her talk and she just digs a hole for herself more and more and more and more and more and more.
That becomes very suspenseful because you're waiting for it to happen at that point.
Yeah,
you know it's coming.
Freak out? But it's the last moment, Jeff, back to what you were saying, where you kind of feel bad for her a little bit, where she even says that line, I'm struggling to strike a note of congeniality. And maybe you could meet me halfway. Where you do realize, there's no way they can be together. And I still don't know if she's learned her lesson.
No.
Which is sad. I feel bad that she hasn't learned her fucking lesson.
Well, she didn't have to because he always took her back.
And you could the way the way he does what was the word that Mary Astor says, the way you tremble, the way you
shrivel,
the way he shrivels and the way he's like, I have to go back, whatever.
He says, God. I have to take care of her.
I have to take care of her, yeah, because that becomes an addiction too.
Well, and in a weird way,
oh man, in
a weird way, that moment's so good because it's like, this goes to I feel like the 80s movies kind of took this idea and ran with it. He got what he wanted. He wanted to have a fling and then go back home. And here she is. She had her fling and she's going back home. And he's like, wait a second. I forgot. I didn't. Back to my naivete argument. That's my thesis, John, is I don't know if he realized that she could have her fling but not come back home emotionally rejuvenated.
I think she just went too far because she said yes to marrying another guy. And that was like the line for him. He realized that he didn't have her.
Yeah, it was like an addiction. I mean, and the idea
Yeah.
that she wouldn't wait, that if they got married, that marriage wouldn't have lasted. I think everybody
No.
knows that the marriage, it wouldn't have lasted. He was a fucking child. He was a mama's
This
boy.
is
I don't care
also-
if he was a-
Guys, this is White Lotus in 1936. In
Yeah,
a
pretty
sense,
much.
right? Right? Like you have the vacation thing. Dave, going back to
White
what you were saying at the
Lotus
very top.
Wishes. I love White Lotus, but White Lotus wishes. I feel like they have to dramatize it way more. I feel like he's beholden to the endings. This is simple.
But this
Nobody dies in
beginning
this.
thing, the beginning thing about subversing relationship comedies or relationship dramas and the way they're going to deal with each. Dave, what you were saying at the beginning, I think, is ultimately what is so sad and tragic about this, which I think this might be Sinclair Lewis's comment on the classism, because it's always going to be there with him. This marriage may have stood the test of time if they had never broken their fake ass routine of where she went to garden club and she had the shit on his desk and he came home every day. And it's so interesting. And so I think it's just so moving that this theme that he keeps going back to, Walter Huston's character says out loud several times, I want to learn more about myself in this world. So in a way, he also was kind of living in his own denial. As long as I came home, everything would be okay. As long as I earn this money, everything's fine. He goes around the world to try to learn more about himself and his life in it. And he hopes that his wife will love him more for that. And ultimately, he realizes we were never compatible. The world is bigger than I thought it was. And the
Also,
version of
he
myself.
longs for that routine that he had. He wants that back, whereas she doesn't.
But then there's that, and there's that interesting twist of how Mary Astor, Edith Courtwright, desperately was like, when he's talking about his new plan to Seattle to Moscow and starting and getting into airlines, she's like, I've been waiting for an adventure. Take me with you. Do your fucking thing. I just want to be there with you. Let me just go with you. I'm ready to have that same adventure. So in a sense, it's almost like maybe the last, one of the last propagating of values is it's not that you're not allowed to do what you want to do. It's just you have to do it with the people who want to do it with you. And you have to have more substance there than just the action.
Each other. How great is it when he says, why do you live in that part of Italy? And she goes, because it's cheap.
It's cheap.
And he's like,
fucking cheap.
And here's this man who's very wealthy. And I think they said $100,000. But it's like, he obviously has a lot of money if he has servants and he sold that business. It reminded me of Tommy Boy, right? Anyway, it's like,
tons of money.
Obviously he's okay. But at the same time, he's like, like I knew doctors who made millions of dollars a year who like put themselves through med school, who eating ramen. And it's like, why would you buy Advil when you can get ibuprofen for half his price? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't care how much money you have. It's like, why the fuck would I do that? And she's like, why would you live in Italy here? Because this is $50 a month. And you're like, this is $50 a month to live in a fucking Mediterranean side villa and you can fish out the back? He probably
How good is that villa, by the way? The art direction on that space.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome.
And the pescatore, the fishers, and the guy's like, the fishers market.
The pescatore.
And you know what's funny? Again, only because I'm doing Duolingo Italian, which I forgot to do today. Thank you for reminding me right now. Only because I'm doing it today. I love the fucking detail in this. Dave, when you rewatch this.
I'm not gonna.
Here is this wealthy couple who's hiring a car and they want to go to a fish market. That's where poor people go because it smells like shit and it's, you know what I mean? And it's like, we want to go to the fucking fish market. What the? He's like, the pescatore? Like they say, yes, the pescatore. Go to the pescatore. It's like he doesn't get it because they are working class. So again, that conundrum is really that way. It's just the detail in this. Fucking William Wyler. I mean, he's actually going. And guess how old he was when this came out?
30. How old was he?
34. He was 33 when they filmed it. 34 when they came out.
He's doing well.
Last thing I'll say is that Edith Courtwright was 1 year into a very public and very messy divorce proceeding where she was in a child custody battle because her husband read her journal and read her diary and found out, because why wouldn't you put this in your diary? I feel like just keep it a secret. Don't write it in your journal. That she was having an affair with George S. Kaufman, the playwright who would win 2 Pulitzer Prizes. He did You Can't Take It With You. He won a musical playwright Pulitzer for Of Thee I Sing with the Gershwins, Once in a Lifetime. All of this before 1936, right? Dinner at 8 with Edna Ferber. And she was in a child custody battle. She was
She's living
it.
this part.
More
Yeah,
so
yeah.
about the child specifically, but she was in a marital dispute with a child. So she was living that at the time. And she was only 30 at the time. So the wisdom that comes with that, yeah, she brought that to the screen.
Man, it's
about that?
fantastic. I know that there's something to be said. On the other side of the street, we have Chaplin making Modern Times and still showing you like a poverty perspective on life at that time. But my God, there is just something compelling. And it is the White Lotus thing. There is something so compelling about watching these people with all the things be dragged down by the things that all humans cannot escape: relationships, self-acceptance, mental health, like all that crap. It's just so fucking compelling to watch them in all these glamorous and glitzy places. It's immediately interesting because you're like, wow, cruise ship, all these countries, this amazing giant hotel room in Paris. And then at the core of it, all that's just fucking dissolves away, and you're watching the same fight that could happen anywhere.
And
I just think
1930s
that's so
FOMO.
good.
1930s.
For sure. Big time. I have it now. I wish I was in those fucking places. God, man, fantastic. By the way, if you can rent a place for $50 in Naples, I'm there.
Fucking go. Let's go. I was not in Naples, but I was in Italy recently, and everything was more than $50 a night, let alone $50 a month. Are you kidding me?
There are those rundown villages in Italy where you can live for like $1 in a house, right? Like we could all just move there.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Do you guys want to hang out and grow some grapes and do the podcast from there? As long as they have a television where we can watch stuff.
There's a whole town on an island off island where like they'll pay for the house almost, and you just live there. And they set up with the fastest internet in the world. Well, we could do that.
Is it where Luke Skywalker lives? Is it that
It's
island?
near it. It's not that island. That's protected.
Okay.
Angela and I talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter.
Let's go. Let's fucking do it.
I'm doing Duolingo, but when they spoke in Italian, it was so fucking fast. I didn't understand like 3 words. Okay.
Yeah, I loved the housekeeper. She was funny.
She was great.
And they would
I was
just
like,
let her,
stanza,
like,
that means
go.
room. I don't know any other word she just said. Anyway, okay.
So refreshing.
Got to end it there. We can keep going though. Dave, you going to change
Any
your vote?
changes in votes?
I did.
Anybody good? What,
I moved up a notch.
I'll take it. Jeff's coming up. Woo!
I'm coming.
This
If
is
you
a
watch
good
it by
one.
yourself, the odds of it being a gold star are low. But if you just think about it, talk about it with somebody, it's fucking God. These scenes are crushing. The scenes are so good. They're so good.
And I mean, it's pretty much only getting that because of my emotional trauma. So
fair enough.
Sure. I just want to hear one-word answers, but what did I tell you about Walter Huston? We saw him do this amazing turn in Sierra Madre. I mean, he is incredible. He's such a good actor. How can you do those two things? It's unbelievable.
And yet you can totally see it. If this character, if he went back to that villa and she said, "Get the fuck out of here," and he just said, "Fuck it, I'm moving to the mountains of Mexico," I can see it in 10 years, not even 5 years. Yeah, for sure.
It's 12 years later that he played this guy. Anyway.
No.
All right,
10. But I forget. What was it? 51?
I think it was 49.
9?
Oh shit, was it?
49.
It was
13 years. 48.
Okay.
Close enough.
Fuck it, I don't remember. We drank on the show.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, John.
Some of us more than others.
That's on me.
Dodsworth, baby. How good is that
All
poster,
right.
by the way? You guys looking at the IMDb? I love that poster so much.
Oh, that's what I meant to ask. Where did you get the image behind you? Did you have a color version of this film?
No, it's just, I always go to the images on IMDb and scroll down to the bottom, and they usually have old posters.
Yeah.
And this is just one of the
I hadn't
promotional
checked
posters.
the IMDb notes, but apparently Ruth Chatterton thought that Fran was just a villainess, and William Wyler tried to make her more sympathetic, and she didn't like it. And so I think he won the battle, but she fought him really hard on that. How about that?
There you
Anyway,
go.
I still think she
Fucking God,
I still
William,
think there's
dude.
a pinch of likability, which actually, Dave, maybe that cut even deeper. I'm sorry. And next time, get some fucking light on your face. Holy shit, you're just everything in your room, including your face, is the same color. It's wild. Okay.
It won't look like that on
See,
YouTube.
yeah, what you're saying is not making sense to anyone watching this right now.
Best.
We're looking at raw footage, I think. Is that right,
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, the camera's in RAW.
He'll have a lot on it. Don't worry.
All right, we're going to go ahead and guess what we're going to do next week. I know that that's not how odds work, but it has to be in the future, meaning after 1936. So I'm going to
we're in the bottom
2017.
range.
John, what are you going with?
I'm going again with the 2000s. I'm going to go 2009 again.
All right, Dave, spin it.
It didn't work on your end again.
No, it didn't. So we're just
okay,
waiting
just tell us.
in anticipation.
It is coming up in 2011.
Hey, split the difference. Exciting.
2011. Well, we're not just going to sit here and Google movies. We're going to tell you what we've been watching this past week. And then at the end of the episode, we'll tell you what we're doing next week in case you're listening in real time. Can't wait for John's mini review of Sisu 2.
Yeah.
Dave, I'd like to start with you in this segment. What have you been watching?
Oh, well, I was away for Thanksgiving. So, of course, while we were there, we watched the Grinch movie when it ticked over into Christmas. The Jim Carrey one. I forgot how good that fucking film is. And
Nice.
since then, I've been watching Stranger Things.
And I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just am not hearing from people of our generation. How is it for you?
It started off with, is this where they're starting off? Like, I thought they'd come out swinging, and it finishes with holy crap.
Okay.
Like, shit
Good
just
holy
went
crap,
down.
or like,
Yeah.
oh, we
It
love
was-
Demogorgon, so let's just have more in the second season. Oh, how
It
about
was
more
so
in the
good.
third season? How
It
about
was
a
so-
bigger one in the fourth
That last
season?
episode before they go to the Gap, so good.
All
And
right,
each
I
of these
trust you.
episodes are like a feature length, right?
Some of them, they're like an hour and 10, give or take. The next two
Okay.
are feature length.
And
Okay,
there are only
cool.
how many episodes are there? 5 in this first section?
4.
And then the second half of this season,
It's
the
coming up
finale comes
between
out
Christmas and New Year's.
You get
Yeah.
one on Christmas Day, I think it is, and one on New Year's Eve.
Oh, so they're
Which is
gonna
a
do,
break
like, fucking
the
Which is a
internet
fucking bold
again.
move, man, putting the finale of Stranger Things on New Year's Eve.
Didn't they crash Netflix
They did.
when this came out? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
I
They
think New Year's
didn't-
Eve
they
thing
didn't
is
increase
basically
the
like, are
traffic.
you really going to go to the New Year's Eve party without having seen it? What are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
That's why they're literally fucking taking over every goddamn holiday. They came out the week. It's fucking rude. Honestly, it's fucking rude. I'm
True.
glad I didn't watch it on time. John, what have you been watching?
Nothing. I wish I could say I haven't seen anything. I was gone on vacation the whole time. I didn't watch a single thing.
Yeah.
You watched
we
40
have been-
movies last week and you didn't watch any
I
on the
know. I
plane.
know. I will say, just for
Did
fun,
you read
we
a
did
book?
watch.
What did you do?
Well, yeah, I've been reading Pillars of the Earth by
He just
Ken
sat
Follett.
there and
That's okay.
stared down the aisle of the plane. Like, made everyone
I raw
uncomfortable.
dogged it.
Contemplated your sins.
This is kid 3
We
cents
have
down.
Robert
been-
Osborne used to tell me. He said, "I'm
Mommy,
gonna
this guy
contemplate
keeps
my
looking at
sins."
me.
We have been watching some of the newer episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm while we're eating dinner, which is always, God bless him, hilarious. Yeah. Are you guys
Great.
fans? Do you ever watch Curb?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my
I
god.
watched some. It didn't grab me.
Not a Seinfeld fan?
I
love it.
mean, I am, but it wasn't Seinfeld, and I think that's what got me.
I was at a party and my friend was laughing so hard at when Larry and his friend are talking and the guy like accidentally breaks something of Larry's because they're just fucking around. And he goes, "Oh, sorry about that." And Larry goes, "Yeah, no worries." And he goes, "Don't worry, I'll send you a bill." And Larry's like, "Why the fuck would you send me a bill? It's not my fault." And they just fucking get in a fucking, this is the way he just loses his shit on nothing is the best.
Hilarious.
It's so great. Okay. It's Thanksgiving, so we rewatched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Angela's reading the John Candy book, so we watched the John Candy
It's good, right?
documentary. It's really sweet. This motherfucker is so likable that when he was on SCTV, they did a skit in which he played a
Yeah.
nervous cowboy who a boy comes up to him and he gets so nervous, he just shoots and kills this boy in the back. And when that boy, his mom, Catherine O'Hara, is not happy about that, he just gets nervous and shoots and kills her and then walks off the screen. And it's
So
funny.
funny.
John
Shoots a kid in
Candy
the back.
is that likable. It's
Yeah.
so fucking funny. The way
Dude,
that
how
Spielberg
good
and Tom Hanks talk
that
about like
documentary-
discovering him. I mean,
That documentary opens with this voiceover of Dan Aykroyd's eulogy for
yeah.
John, and it's fucking fantastic.
He writes the very short forward of the book that Angela had me read because again, she's reading the book that was written about John Candy. I think the book's called "I Like Me" or the documentary is called "I
Yeah.
Like Me." I can't remember, but it's
The documentary, I think, is called I Like Me.
The
It's good.
eulogy.
It's on
Catherine
Prime.
O'Hara speaks. I mean, he's the best. He's so fucking good. Also, Eugene Levy. I got to go back and watch more SCTV. It's so funny. And then I really want to see the new Knives Out movie, but I have to wait until the 12th because I'm an AMC person, and AMC won't do any Netflix movies and whatever. So we rewatched. I rewatched Knives Out, and Angela hadn't seen it before, and it's really fun. I hadn't seen it since 2019, and rewatching it, it's great. There's a lot of exposition at the top that I was like, oh no, there's too much exposition. But Angela was like,
you had like
I'm
a
in it.
magical theatrical experience, didn't you? The first
It was
one.
sold out. I was in the front row. And I didn't know anything about the movie. I didn't look it up. I was like, okay, Rian Johnson's redeeming himself after Star Wars with this ridiculous cast in a caper. I can't wait to see it. And I was sold out. People were clapping. And then for Knives Out, my second movie, we saw it in one of those AMC like early, back when they were friends with Netflix, like you got to see it before everybody else kind of things. And it was also sold out. People were clapping, applauding. So yeah, I've been a Knives Out fan. Like I've had really good experiences with Knives Out. I can't wait for the new one, but I'm probably not going to see it in theater because of that. And shows, Beast and Me, we're still going. We're waiting on Pluribus and Welcome to Derry. We're going to binge those probably on our trips to California at the end of the month. That's it. Let's go ahead and pick our movie from 2011 that we're going to do. So listen to some Dasein for like 20 seconds, and we're going to tell you what movie from 2011 we're doing very soon. Sit tight, film fans. And we're back.
We're back.
And we're back, baby.
A lot of interesting movies from 2011. I feel like there were a lot of populist movies like Moneyball, which is great. J. Edgar, which is almost as good, but big stars. The Gray. A lot of interesting movies, but we're not going with any of those. And we're certainly not going with fucking Contagion. Absolutely no way, fucking way.
No way.
Guys, we are going with Mike Nichols. Please tell me it's Mike
Jeff
Nichols.
Nichols. Jeff Nichols.
Can I redo this whole segment or is it too late? It's too late. Jeff Nichols. Mike Nichols. Oh, fuck.
What the hell? It's Michelle Nichols.
Damn it, we drank on the show. I'm going to forget about this. I'm going to listen back to it. And what movie are we doing? I'm going to listen back and be like, fuck, what an asshole. Okay, sorry. We're doing Jeff Nichols' Take Shelter. Take Shelter, which
Take
of course
Shelter,
stars
baby.
Michael Shannon, who's fucking awesome, and Jessica Chastain, who is also fucking awesome. John and I saw her in The Heiress on Broadway. Check it out. Juilliard grad. Okay, so we're talking about that movie next time. It is a renter, and we can't wait.
It's a rentee.
Dave, I can't wait to see what you're going to look like after you do yourself up in post-production, despite what your shirt says. Yeah, that's an inside joke to everybody who's watching on YouTube. Anything else you want to say before we send these people on their way to go watch them Take Shelter before next week?
Go fuck
Watch
yourself.
Dodsworth on Prime. It's on Prime,
Dodsworth
baby.
on Prime. Go watch Dodsworth on Prime and get your William Wyler catalog. See you next time, fans.